Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a rating your one-man Doomstack playing as Arabal the Undefeated, going up against Clan Carrion. They've got more than 3 full stacks coming at us here, loads of infantry, and some dangerous single entities here with magical attacks, because the biggest weakness that Arabal has here is that he's only got 28% ward save, but he's got loads of physical resistance. I already went and had a look to see what his defeat traits were. I want to make sure that the guy's put in a decent amount of effort before submitting a one-man Doomstack, and he's gone around and gotten all the good defeat traits. So there's now 4 physical resistant defeat traits that you want to get when making a one-man Doomstack. So Archaon will give you 5%, Sigvold will give you 10%, Wurzag will give you 10%, and now Skull Taker will give you an additional 10%. So there's 35% physical resistance to obtain. Now, there is also some more ward save to obtain that he hasn't managed to do so, excluding the Sword of Cain, because he's got the Chain Sword here, which is great for weapon strength, but doesn't provide any ward save. Because typically speaking, the most valuable stat for any one-man Doomstack is ward save, or just defensibility, because it has to be able to last a long time against pretty much any enemy. But getting the Power of Draiska trait is really good for one-man Doomstacks. However, I don't blame him for not doing that, because for one thing, after 130-odd turns in this campaign, he doesn't actually have the Helm of Draiska, because there's no guarantee of it, it just has a chance of dropping. There's no location that you specifically have to go to. You could get it on your very first battle, or it could take you 100,000 battles. It's just a very low chance of it showing up. Anyway, then once you've got the item, you have to equip it, and then there's a 2% chance each turn that you will get that trait. Now, thing is, equipping that item, it could take you 200 turns before you get that trait, because that's just the way luck rolls sometimes. And then, of course, there's the 1% chance each turn that your Lord will get wounded. So it's never guaranteed. A lot of dice rolls have to happen in order to get that particular trait. However, if you do get it, it will provide you with some extra ward save, and that'll be very useful for one-man Doomstacks. Anyway, we've got maximum battle difficulty here. We've got the Blood Feaster's banner, so he's got regen. Let's jump in and see how he actually performs. Now, getting the Power of Draiska trait is not getting it is not a deal breaker. So if you do want to submit a one-man Doomstack, and you've put in a good amount of effort, don't worry if you don't get that particular trait. Although bonus points if you do. I definitely would prefer it if people don't send in ones that have the Sword of Cain. That's been overdone. I don't mind if you've got the Nemesis Crown. But yeah. Alright. Now, one thing that we sort of need to do in this battle here, or else it could become trivial, in regard to the amount of infantry. With these one-man Doomstacks, I do like to try to get as many kills as possible. We've got to make sure that the Poison Wind mortars there don't kill their own troops. Because they will. They will. So what I want to do here is just run right through and just be close enough to where their reinforcements are coming in, so that when they do come in, we can sort them out. My goodness. Straight away breaking their lord. You know what, actually, I don't want to kill him. Because if I kill him, they're going to rout. That's going to be easier to rout their units, and I want to kill them, I don't want to rout them. So, really good combat stats there. So we've already got 1.7 thousand damage output without charging the chainsword whatsoever, but that can go up by 300%. Now that's 300% of his base stats as well. So it's not his current stats, so it's not like this is going to go up to 5,000. No, don't leave. Die. Little bitch. Okay, so we can pop this down, I guess. Yeah, why not? So this is our ability that we need for getting rid of infantry. But, as you can see, he doesn't actually kill them. He just terrifies them. Because, yeah, this alone isn't enough to kill any unit in the game. It doesn't have enough damage output. Any individual entity. But in a multi-entity unit, it does enough damage on a low morale unit to absolutely smash him. We didn't rout the enemy general, did we? No, he's just a scary dude. Arabal. Got a potion of healing. Don't think we'll need it, though. Got this, but I'd like to charge up Relentless Rage before I use that, because it complements a summon really well. Okay, good. We got a unit in here that hasn't routed, but has taken loads of damage, so this should fuck it up big time and help us. Oh, there we go. Fully charged up the chainsword, 3.2 thousand damage. Okay, now they're bringing in some strong units. Single entities. But like I said, okay, there they are. I've got to try to get over here and put a stop to the poison wind mortars shooting their own troops. Because otherwise, they're going to get more friendly fire, which is fine for the Skaven, but, you know, we want to get those kills. Skulls for Khorne, they're not going to bloody take them. Because, yeah, the AI, even on very hard battle difficulty, will be stupid enough to use that attack on a single entity. Okay, I've got this available. Oh, no, if I use this... Sorry, if I use this... I shouldn't have done that. They will definitely use it. Looks like they're... Yeah, they're trying to. I've got to try to get over to them, but... You know, it doesn't have a huge amount of mass. I can't just run right through them. If I do this and clear out the infantry and then maybe make a break for it. No, the explosion radius isn't big enough. So I can do this, but yeah, I don't. If we pop this down, they will definitely shoot their own troops. So make the battle easier, but I don't really want it to be easier because I feel like we're gonna be fine. This one here has got quite a quick cooldown as well. 60 seconds is not too bad. Don't really mind about the other small arms fire because they're not gonna destroy their forces en masse. Now, in terms of using the Horn of Khorne, it actually isn't going to make any difference at all. So our melee attack is already so high that we're pretty much guaranteed to hit anytime that we attack anything anyway. So yeah, that's not going to do much. Increasing our melee stats one way or another would only really be worth it if we're going up against something particularly strong like Archaon, for example. You know, when you're dealing with units that have 30 melee attack and melee defense, once our melee attack and melee defense is... Oh my God, they're killing more of their own units. That's lore friendly. We only really need 70 melee attack and melee defense to completely make them useless. Okay, we've got one of the poison wind mortars in range there. 900 kills, good. That's what I want to see. There's some single entities that are just hanging off on the edge there. That's fine. So trying to focus on those poison wind mortars. The other two are over here, but they're not shooting. It's weird. If I was just trying to win really easily, I'd pop this down because it'll just bomb their own units really hard. But I'm not under any pressure, so I don't feel the need to. Because yeah, I do not think he's taken any serious damage so far. Here we go, pop that down, and yep, big explosion, very nice. Good, racking up some kills now. And these ones here, they don't seem to be shooting at us. Okay, there's that poison wind mortar, we've almost got it. He's got terror, doesn't he? Yeah, okay. Alright, looks like that mutant rat ogre wants a piece of us. Try to face it so that it doesn't attack us in the rear, because that actually could do a fair bit of damage to us, because it's got magical attacks. And, you know, very high charge bonus, so that is one where we would want as much melee defense as we can possibly get. Okay, they're actually both coming at us now. I don't think either of them have hit so far. But with our chainsword fully charged, it's going to be like 2 hits to kill them. Yeah, look at that. Or 2 hits almost kills. Okay, 3 hits to kill him. There you go. So this one here, that actually has done some damage to him. So yeah, if we went up against like a full stack of mutant rat ogres, that actually could be a concern for Arbal, but that is so unlikely to actually occur, especially here. Maybe if we went up against Clan Mulder, but even then, they tend to vary their armies a fair bit. Very nice. Yep, don't see any problems here at all. And he is just straight up regenerating thanks to the banner. There's no more mutant Radagers because they only had 2. We took them out. So they were the main magical weapon concerns. Hell Pit Abominations, they can still do a fair bit because they've got anti-large. They've actually got a high enough melee attack to penetrate his melee defense. But they've only got physical attacks, of which even if they do land a hit, only 12% of it's going to actually attack us. Oh god. It's like gone. All of its health. So if we use these at the same time as well, that'll get us to 1.4 thousand. Sorry, 3.4 thousand damage. Are we going for kills? 2,000? Nice. But 4,000 of them have left the battlefield. So we've only killed half of the enemies that have actually shown up. That's not good enough. Need an unbreakable enemy. Oh yeah, I haven't been using these, have I? I don't think we need to. Did we rout an enemy lord? Oh right, I killed an enemy lord. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. You know, Khorne doesn't want them to run away. He wants them to stand and fight and die. Can't get their skulls if they run away. Too bad we can't equip the channeling banner, a channeling staff or something, so that we could reduce the cooldown on that a little bit. But you know, that's only for wizards. And of course, Arbal wouldn't be caught dead hanging around any fucking wizards. Alright, good racking up those kills, and yeah, there's just no trouble here. I'm glad that the poison wind mortars have refrained from shooting at us, but I'm almost certain if I used this, that they would. And like I said, we're here to test out him as a one-man Doomstack. This isn't a disaster battle, and as you can see, he is handling it just fine. If you didn't have this ability here, it'd be such a big grind getting through them all. So, 3,200 kills of the 6,700 that we actually went up against. So, he killed about half of them. Less than half of them. But at the same time, we walk out of a completely full strength. Now, I actually suspect that he'd even make a better one-man Doomstack on foot. Because being on a mount, you're slightly bigger. I mean, being on that particular mount doesn't make him that big, but being on foot makes him even smaller, and so that makes him harder to hit. Not a big deal since we walked out of this at full strength, but yeah, this is why one-man Doomstacks that are like dragons are actually a bit of a problem sometimes. For example, Imric. Imric's super strong, but being on a dragon just makes him quite vulnerable to a lot of anti-large hitting him in the arse when you've got such a big arse, you know? You know, it's pretty easy to slap it. Can't miss, basically. The best one-man Doomstacks are very small. This is why Dwarf one-man... There's so many good Dwarf one-man Doomstacks, especially with the Rune of Spite. So... Yep. Okay, so we're going to rate this now. How good is he as a one-man Doomstack? I think this was a fairly easy enemy to go up against, but that being said... seeing how strong he was against this, we get a good idea of like what would be the toughest enemy he can go up against. Anything with like lots of magical attacks would be quite vulnerable. So if he went up against Tzeentch and they had tons of anti-large and they've got magical attacks, that actually could be a concern for him. And even though he's got a huge amount of spell resistance, actually kind of the maximum spell resistance, because ward save adds on top of that as well, if they're constantly casting spells, that actually can still grind you down. So Tzeentch would have been a better test, and he probably would have struggled with that. But then, if you had the Helm of Draesca, which again, it's just a certain chance of that happening, of that occurring. In fact, I think I've got a campaign. Yeah, I do actually. I've got a campaign where I've got the Helm of Draesca. I think it's this one here. I was playing this one before the patch, before the 6.0. I'm fairly sure I've got the Helm of Draesca and Gotrek got the trait. It's super lucky. I got it very early. I'm fairly sure. So I just want to show you what it is. He got it on I got the Helm of Drayscore on like turn 13, and then on that exact end turn I put it on Gotrek and he got the trait. I'm fairly sure. I think it's this one. So let me just check. So yeah, there it is. So hit points 20%, ward save plus 10%. So you can see here I got the helmet. Right, now I've moved it over to Felix. So that was extremely lucky, but of course that was, just to play my own campaign because I really like playing as Masters of Innovation. That one there on your one-man Doomstacks is going to be incredibly powerful. Now, just another little trick that you can do as well is that you can give that item to random lords, right, at level 1. Then save that lord and then load them into... So like it could take you like 50 turns before you actually get the trait. So I'll just show you an example, right? So you take a lord, this one here for example, level 1, equip them the Helm of Drayscore, just keep hitting end turns, keep him super low level, and then when he gets the trait, save him, and then that way when you load him again, you don't need to get the Helm of Drayscore again, he'll have that trait, and it also provides you with, extra research rate as well. Super cheesy. I can't imagine many people are going to do that, but if you can't do it if you don't know about it, so it's up to you if you want to do it. But yeah, super powerful if you want to go about that. Anyway, that's the end of this one here. Appreciate the guy sending in that Arbal, the one-man Doomstack save file. That was super bloody strong. Yeah, the only thing he didn't do was get Arbal, get the Helm of Drayscore, which is as shown here, very powerful trait. But you got to get very lucky to get it because the chances are just so low, like a 2% chance. I was so lucky I got it in this campaign. And the funny thing is, as soon as I got it, I just kind of lost interest in the campaign anyway, so it's kind of pointless. Anyway, it's the end of this one. Appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.